We made it.
We did make it.
We're in the Olympics.
One more week. Oh, yes,
We're
the
in
Olympics.
the Olympics.
Yeah.
We're in the Olympics.
Coming in
dude.
that fast with it.
Oh, that fast. I'm excited.
I know. We
We're
are.
in.
Where's the...
Good job, Grandpa Skip. You did it.
Good job, Coach.
You did it. Yeah.
For those of you that don't
Coach
know
Grandpa Skip.
what we're talking about professional lacrosse making it to the Olympics.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huge. Big. It's the LA one, right? LA Olympics? Isn't that the one that it's going to be in first?
I don't know.
I think it's that one.
Is that 2028? I think.
I think that's LA.
Where? Wait. Are the Olympics in 2024 as well? Oh, they have to be. Yeah. Where are those at?
Let's see. 2024
Olympics. Figure it out fast.
I'm
faster.
working. 2028 is in LA.
2024 is in. Dramatic pause for
Paris.
effect. Let's go,
Paris.
dude. All right.
Paris 2024. Then we've got Milano Cortina for 2026. I have no idea where
The
that
Olympics
is.
are every 2 years? I thought it was every 4.
That's winter. 2026 is winter in Milano Cortina, and then the 2028 summer is in LA.
That's gangster. All right.
That's
so,
massive.
And it's going to be 6s format as far as we know, or 7s if you count the goalie, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
From what I know, yeah.
That'll be a faster pace. It'll be a lot better for the general public to watch. The casual fan, you guys will like it a lot more.
Yep.
But it's super dope. Super exciting. And
It's huge.
I was
It's honestly
kinda-
one of the biggest things for lacrosse to happen since the PLL.
I was kind of bummed out, though, when Coach sent that thing in the group me about, yeah, it's kind of like in someone else's hands now. I was just helping essentially getting the bill passed, for lack of a better phrase.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, I thought you were like leading the Calgary, dude.
Couldn't have done it without him.
I know.
He wasn't the spear point, but he was
part of the spear.
He was part of the blade, that's for sure.
He was the twine holding
Always
the
has
blade
been.
on the shaft.
Shout out Coach Skip.
Shout out
work.
Coach Skip.
Good work. Good
Nuts,
job.
dude. Olympics, though, basketball 2024, our team sounds like it's going to be scary. And
Yeah.
that's what the rest of the world gets for talking smack.
For talking all that shit.
And now that the NBA season is officially kicked off,
Yep.
let's hear it. What do you take?
Speaking of
Early season takes.
got my Celtics.
Give me your far too early takes.
My far too early takes. I mean, you already know mine. Celtics to the chip.
Okay. To the chip, because they've been there.
Celtics 2 and win.
Yeah, who they beating?
Doesn't
coming out?
matter.
Who's coming out of the West?
Don't care.
Just pick one.
The Nuggets.
You lose to the Nuggets 10
No.
out of 10 times.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No, don't.
All right.
This is me completely objective, unbiased. No, we don't.
Who's finals MVP? Jason Tatum? All right, that's fair. That's fair.
You want me to say? You want me to
Here
say
you go.
Kristaps? You want me to say Porzingis?
Here's
'Cause
here's
no.
my dark horse pick then, unbiasedly and objectively. Pacers beat the Celtics in 7 in the conference finals, and then they lose to the fucking Mavericks.
And
Made
then
the finals, and then they
lose.
lose to the Mavericks. Kyrie Irving wins Finals MVP over Luka Doncic.
That is spicy hot. That is like Thai hot
I'm
chili
not gonna
butthole
stand
burning
by that.
hot.
I'm not gonna crazy pause. I'm not gonna put that on anything with my name attached to it, but I'll say it.
We're on a podcast with your name on it, doggy.
It says Sandbox Boys. Doesn't say Hotbox
Oh,
Boys.
okay.
But no, seriously, I think. All right, here's what I learned. I placed a bet last night. Okay,
Shocker.
so I shut up. I placed a bet and then I tweeted a bet. 2 different bets. Crazy. The bet that I tweeted was the one that I texted you.
Yes.
That only missed by 1 LeBron James assist.
Mm-hmm.
He had 5 assists. I had him at 5.5. So that was I would have bet 1 unit on that, and that would have been at plus 134 odds. So you would have doubled your money. I put $10 on a plus 760 something parlay, 10 to win 77, and it was LeBron LeBron James to have 20, cash. Jokic to have 20, cash. Austin Reeves to have 12.5, cash. And then the other part of the parlay was Kevin Durant to have 20, cash. Klay Thompson to have 18, did not cash. Chris Paul to have over 5.5 assists. That did hit. And I lied because I said KD's cashed. His did not. He had 18 points and he needed 20. But he shot like 20 shots. He has no business not scoring 20.
They'll fall.
But lesson learned last night, bet on Devin Booker anytime you bet the Suns game. I texted Dallas and I said, dude, we need to bet Devin Booker over 22.5 points every game for the first 30 games of the season. Roll over the winnings from every time we bet it, right? So start with $10. Bet it. It's going to cash. Do it again. Bet it. It's going to
let's do it.
Dude, why not?
Let's do it.
Why not
Let's
us?
have that be the show bet.
I guarantee you we will, out of those 20 or 30 games, we will hit 19 of them. I would be willing to bet my life on that.
Yeah, I think the odds are definitely in our
We might
favor
not
for
hit
that.
all 30 in a row and we might not walk away with this giant pot, right? We might get to 18 in a row
But
and
still.
then lose it all and have to restart. But Devin Booker is going to score 20-plus points in if he played all 82 games this season, he would do it in 70 of them.
I think that's a fair bet.
It's insane.
I do think that's a fair bet, for real.
And if he doesn't, it's going to be because the other team doubles, triples
For real,
him,
locks down
and
on him.
KD goes for 40.
Yeah.
The Suns are going to be terrifying. But here are my way too early preseason picks. Ready? Or not preseason, but start of season. Bucks out of the East. Sorry.
Whap, whap. Next.
It's going to be the Nuggets and the Lakers in the conference finals in the West. I can't pick
Really?
yet. I can't pick yet. I don't know.
Think the Lakers are coming that far?
I think they're
Really?
gonna make a couple moves during the season too. They're gonna pick up a couple guys in trades or maybe in maybe out of free agency. I don't know who's left there,
Interesting.
but something's gonna happen.
Interesting. Surprised you're not going with Golden State.
No.
No? Okay.
No, not Golden State.
All right.
So Lakers and Nuggets, but Bucks are coming out of the East, and Giannis Finals MVP, dude.
Wow. All right. Well, you've heard both sides of the
Giannis
tale
Finals MVP.
from both of us.
But we'll dive more into NBA another day. The season is but a fetus,
It is but a fetus.
so we'll get plenty of time to talk about that.
Yep.
Let's move on.
Let's keep it on the sports topic real quick.
All right.
We got UFC coming up.
Ooh.
We've got UFC 295 coming up.
Yay.
There was some pretty terrible news that was passed on last night. John Jones is out for that event. He is not fighting in that event now.
Why?
He has as it was stated online, a, quote, torn pectoral tendon that connects the pec to the bone, and that is completely torn.
Oh, he was probably bench pressing, and I don't know if you've ever seen these videos. They look so gruesome, but like there's nothing bloody or gory about it. People are benching, and they're like trying to max out or close to their max, and the muscle right here just boom pops, and it's like you give out. It's the craziest, most uncomfortable looking injury, and I assuming it's the same one, he's gonna be out for a while.
It's 8 months, but, that would be a good analysis if it wasn't for the fact that he was punching his fiance.
That's how he tore it?
Yeah, no, that's a joke. But he
I
does.
was
He does have a
like,
track
wait.
record of doing that. He does have a track record of spousal abuse, which is
You
not
had
funny,
me-
by the way.
You had
Not
me
condoning
in
it.
the first half. No, that's not funny. What's funny is like that you made it sound like that's how he injured himself.
No, he did it. He was sparring, and he went for a single, double leg takedown, whatever. And while he's trying to get the guy to the ground by his legs, he gets him like halfway down, and then you hear in the video he goes ah, and like sparring partner gets up,
Ouch.
and he's just like holding his pec, and he's like doing like a slow crawl on the ground on his fists, and he's like holding his pec. So it is
Ouch.
going to need surgery, and he is out for 8 months.
Whoa, man, that sucks.
Yep. So with that happening, we now have a new main event. The new main event is a light heavyweight fight between Yuri Prochazka and Alex Pereira, because Pereira went up in weight after he lost to Izzy this last
Thank
time.
God you said a name I know in the second one, because that first one, like, who
You don't know
is it?
Yuri?
No, I don't know Yuri.
Oh, well.
Shut up. You're not on a first name basis.
Look
dude.
him up. Look him up. He's cool.
What's
cool
his
dude.
name?
Yuri Prochazka. Prochazka.
Okay.
That's going to be a banger of a fight. Both these guys, very high-level martial artists. Crazy. Yuri's, like, lifestyle, he literally lives and trains in the forest. He trains like Rocky did in Rocky 4. Like, he just goes off into the wilderness and, like, does all this crazy-ass training in the woods. Going to be fun. Everybody's pretty familiar with Alex Pereira. I mean, just due to the storyline. Yeah.
That's your guy, dude?
Oh, dude, he's nuts.
Yeah, throw that up on the screen. Whoop.
Look,
That's your guy, dude?
Yeah, no, that's my guy. I'll stand by him. Look up a full body picture of him. Don't just look at his head. This guy is a mountain of a man.
It's not my fault they just post mug shots.
Mountain of a man. Well, that wasn't John Jones, so that doesn't apply. But yoked, dude.
John Jones would knock this man out.
Yeah, dude, they're a whole weight class different.
John Jones was a light heavyweight.
Yeah, but now they're a whole weight class different.
Stop the nonsense.
Now they're a whole weight class
He's a
different.
mountain of a man.
He is. You don't even know who I'm talking about. Don't talk shit about somebody you don't even know who I'm talking about.
It's kind of like what I do.
Oh, I know. I'm painfully aware. So anyway, that fight going to be a hell of a fight. Probably going to be a knockdown drag out. The Yuri Prochazka fight that he had with Glover Teixeira, that one went a lot farther than a lot of people thought it was going to. I think that this is going to be one of those same fights. I think that this fight goes a lot farther than people think it will. My personal opinion, I think Yuri comes out on top.
What is a lot far put some context.
A lot
on
farther, as in like wasn't
it's a 5-round fight.
Yeah, it wasn't like round 1 or 2. Because a lot of people for the Glover fight thought that either Glover was going to submit him within 2 or that Yuri was going to knock him out within 2.
All right, so this one
and it went to 5.
Over 3.5 rounds. Over under.
I think it goes over.
Over 3.5.
I think it goes over.
There we go.
I think this
That's
fight
what we
goes
need.
over 3.5 rounds.
We need some gumption in your takes. God damn it.
Think it goes over 3.5 rounds. And here's a flaming hot take. Don't know if this is going to happen or not, but that's why it's a flaming hot take. I think Yuri submits him in either round 4 or 5. Ooh. I think it is just a banger of a fight. I think it honestly goes the exact same way that the Glover Teixeira fight went with Yuri. I think that they just start duking it out for the first 3-4 rounds, and then towards the end of the 4th and the 5th, they start grappling and seeing who can submit the guy. We'll see. That's my take. Now, with that moving up, that means that the co-main event fight is now different. So the co-main event is a heavyweight fight between Pavlovich and Aspinall. Okay, Pavlovich is a Russian. Aspinall is English. Pavlovich is the number 2 heavyweight, and Aspinall is the number 4.
I'm so sorry, but my hat has like a little strap thing right here.
A little rope.
Yeah.
Did you not know that until now?
I didn't know that it was like I could put my finger through it.
Yeah, it's like my Redwoods hat.
That's crazy. All right, continue.
So Pavlovich is the number 2 heavyweight. Aspinall is the number 4 heavyweight. The winner of this is going to be the interim UFC heavyweight champ. So there's some big implications on the line for this fight. A little bit of background on these guys. Pavlovich is 18-1. He's a killer. He has 15 knockouts. 7 of his wins are ending in the first round. 7 of his last 7 wins, I should say. Last 7 wins ending in the first round.
All right.
Dude can bang. Aspinall is 13-3 with 10 KOs and 3 submissions. He has 100% finish rate. Wild. That's insane. 8 out of his last 9 fights are
finish as in like knockouts and TKOs and submissions, or just
yeah, like he's 13-3 and he has 10 knockouts and 3 submissions.
All right.
So every single win that he has been a finish.
Yeah.
8 of his last 9 wins are first round wins.
Wow.
He's never seen the 3rd round in his UFC career.
Wow.
It's going to be nuts. And if he wins this fight and then goes on to like win the heavyweight title, he will be Britain's first heavyweight title champ. Pretty cool storyline there.
Oi, bruv.
Oi, brav.
Bring it home.
Tommy Aspinall.
Bring it home.
So like I said, my prediction for that Yuri fight is I think Yuri wins it. I think it goes over 3.5 rounds. And then I think Aspinall wins this fight as well. I think he's a more well-rounded fighter. Now, granted, Pavlovich, crazy strong striker, like just cement fists. Like the dude's crazy. But I think Aspinall gets it done. I think he gets it done. So those are my predictions.
I like this.
Cement fist.
He's got the Arthur fist. He's ready.
So yeah, those are mine. It's going to be a good card. Should be fireworks for the co-main and the main.
We need to
crazy.
We need to start keeping track of your UFC bets.
We can. We'll start keeping track of them.
speaking of keeping track of bets, we didn't have a show after week 6, so I'll just go over. After week 6, we were 11-7 against the spread, 14-10 all in. This is on the NFL gambling.
Yep.
And then week 7, so tragic.
Week 7 kind of beat us up, but
It looked good. It really did. The 3 picks we made on air before I left for vacation, Bills -9 at New England, Lions -3 at Baltimore, Raiders -3 at Chicago. All of these were road favorites. Should have known it was too good to be true.
And we'd even talked about these. Like, we even went over them together. This wasn't just you picking.
Yeah.
I really didn't think the Patriots were going to do that.
It wasn't on air. It was, I tweeted them out. Sorry. But, yeah, we did talk about them on the phone, talked them out. I had you attempt to talk me off the ledge on a couple of them, and you couldn't. Not because you were incapable, just because you didn't feel like you had ground to stand on. You were like, I kind of like the bets, so let's make them.
I did like them. I liked them a lot.
The Lions was a shocker. I knew it was a stretch that they would win. Baltimore's a legit team.
But
They're an
31-3?
Yeah, like the Ravens are legit. They're a contender. But getting blown out like that was unforeseen for sure.
Yeah, it's tough.
I thought it'd be a field goal or a touchdown game either way.
Especially when they're a top 5 team.
Bills at New England,
Yeah, no words. I was surprised, dude.
that's Buffalo being Buffalo for you.
I was shocked.
Thanks, Josh Allen. You're the most inconsistent and unreliable quarterback to bet on ever. And then Raiders -3 at Chicago. I was fading Tyson Baggett, however you say his name. He's a D2 wonder boy. I don't know what you want. Took the Raiders. And then I also said I didn't make this bet as part of the picks, but I did tweet it out on its own. I said, if Trevor Lawrence plays, I'm taking the Jags +2 at New Orleans. Cash it. And then I also considered doubling down, live betting them at -3 after they scored their first touchdown, the Jags versus the Saints. And I didn't. I totally should have, though, and then I would have been 3-0 on doubling down on the spreads this year because I did it on the Dolphins and the Steelers in weeks 2 and 3.
Oh, nice.
So that would have been cool. But after week 7, we're at 12-10 against the spread, 15-3 all in. So we're 2 games positive against the spread and 2 games positive on bets all year. And I think I've got another 3-0 week cooked up for us.
Oh, yeah?
I think so.
Hit us with it.
I like where we're at.
Hit us with it.
So week 7, I did not like the lay of the land. I did not like the spreads. It was tough. It was hard to pick. But this week I feel much better about. So we got Ravens -8 at Arizona. Arizona is trending in the wrong direction, and the Ravens are trending in the right direction. I think it's a match made in heaven on the spread. I know the Ravens are on the road at Arizona, but Arizona has lost 4 of their last 4 games by 10 or more points.
Yes, they have.
One of those games was at home, and it was their worst loss. They lost by 14 to who was it? Who did I say? Let me pull it up for you. But they've lost their other 3 on the road, all by 10, 13, and 13 or something like that. Gosh darn it, where is it? Oh, here we go. Lost by 13 at San Fran. Lost by 14 at home versus the Bengals. 13 at the Rams, and by 10 at Seattle.
10 at Seattle.
And I think that the Ravens are as good, if not better, than 3 out of 4 of those teams. They're obviously, I would say they're as good as the 49ers right now. I don't know if they're better than them, but they're certainly as good or better than the Bengals, Rams, and Seahawks.
Yeah, agree.
So I'm taking the Ravens. Lamar, you've got my attention. You're playing like an MVP level candidate once again. Congrats. And the defense looks legit. So we're going Ravens -8. And then we got Colts -1.5 versus New Orleans. I just don't like what New Orleans is putting out right now. I don't like the vibes they're giving. I don't like the play they're giving. I don't like seeing Derek Carr yell at the guys on the field when
they're driving too fast.
He's yelling at Chris Olave for giving up on the route when he threw the ball 20 yards out of bounds. Derek Carr, what are you screaming at, dude? Also, Chris Olave got arrested for speeding in a car after Derek Carr yelled at him on the field that
because he wasn't speeding.
Yeah.
So why do you think he was speeding in his car? He's like, Derek Carr told me to.
Goodness gracious. So yeah, I'm rolling with the Colts at home -1.5. I'll also be at that game, so give me a little something extra to cheer for.
Nice.
Vikings -1 at Green Bay. I'm not on board with Jordan Love.
No.
I don't
I think
see
Green
it.
Bay is a dumpster fire.
I
at the
don't see
moment.
it. Christian Watson just went out with a knee injury.
Yep.
Run game looks abysmal right now.
Yep.
Doesn't look what we like. It doesn't look anything like it did in weeks 1 and 2, and it doesn't
No.
look anything like it has in years past.
No.
Um,
And they played the Broncos this past week.
yeah, and they got beat by the Broncos.
Dude,
I mean,
come
Green Bay's
on.
had some bad losses on the schedule this year. And Vikings just had a tough win over 49ers.
Yep.
Even without Justin Jefferson. We'll see if they can continue. And it's a 1-point spread, so it's basically a pick 'em line. I'm taking the Vikings.
Kirk go bangs, baby.
And then I've got a kind of a galaxy brain argument here for you.
Yep.
The other day, you kind of, I made a joke, and this is in reference to something that Nick Wright said, but I made the joke about myself. I said, I have 3 kinds of takes.
Oh, yeah.
There's absolutely undeniably right. There's eventually right. And then there's just laughably and undeniably wrong. Horrendously bad or something like that is what I said. But then you came up and you said, well, what's your take on Brock Purdy? What category does that fall under? And I said, the eventually right category. And much like Nick Wright, because he's made a lot of the same arguments, he hasn't made this exact one that I'm about to make. But he's been on the train of Brock Purdy's bad. And we were both eventually right on that. Like we were
eventually right as you're using 1 week's worth of football games as your criteria.
No, I'm not. We've got 2 weeks now, and we have a whole sample size of context. So here we go. We're gonna dive into this. I got a graphic here. We'll throw a screenshot up of it on the screen. But it's Mac Jones versus Brock Purdy, and here's the argument that I'm making. I am not trying to say, and you're a Patriots fan, so hopefully you've got some objectivity on this. I'm not trying to argue that Mac Jones is better. What I am trying to argue is...
because he's a marshmallow.
What I'm trying to argue is we do not know that Brock Purdy is actually as good as his record and stats may suggest, and that Mac Jones would look the exact same as Brock Purdy does if they were swapped. If their situations were swapped. If you dropped Brock Purdy into the Patriots and you dropped Mac Jones into the 49ers, they would look similar to where each other are now. Okay? And here you go. So on the graphic here, we've got a list of their games played, and we've got a little legend to the chart here to show you who's played the harder game, did they win or lose, how many passing yards they've had, how many passing touchdowns they've had,
did
they throw interceptions. Yes, I made this myself. Tracked all the stats and made it myself.
It's color-coded and everything.
Yep. You're welcome.
You're cute.
So season stats for Mac Jones, he's got 1,480 passing yards, 7 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. The interceptions is the only thing here that I'm going to have a hard time defending, and a team record of 2-5. Brock Purdy has 1,668 passing yards, 11 touchdowns with 3 interceptions, 5-2 team record. I got a couple points for Mac here. Mac has had the harder schedule. If you go just game by game, week by week, he's had the harder schedule, even if you compare them from who's Purdy's strongest opponent, it doesn't matter. Mac Jones and the Patriots have had the harder schedule. Eagles or Steelers? Who's harder?
Eagles.
All right. Dolphins or Rams?
Dolphins.
Jets or Giants?
The Giants, I guess.
Really? Even considering the Jets' defense?
Are we just talking this year?
Yeah.
Oh, well then no, the Jets.
All right then. Cowboys or Cardinals?
Cowboys.
Saints or Cowboys?
Cowboys.
Yeah. So that would go to the Purdy and the Steelers. Raiders or Browns? I said the Browns. I said the Browns are the harder team.
Yeah.
And then Bills or Vikings? The Bills are probably the harder team there.
Yeah.
So Mac Jones has had 5 out of 7 games, 7-week sample size. 5 of his games are harder than Brock Purdy's. Brock Purdy's only 2 harder games were the Cowboys and the Browns. Okay? So, but they've both played the Cowboys. So we do have that game to compare. Brock Purdy exploded. Mac Jones did not. Anyway.
My only caveat to the game strength section here is that if you look at the Vikings, how many of their last 15 games have been decided by one possession? Like it being a one possession ball game. You know what I mean? So I think and this is slightly related but also not. I think the Vikings are a better team than what the record has showed for them last year and this year included because of how close those games have been, and it's been a one possession ball game.
I'll give you that, but I would still say the Vikings are not near as good as the Eagles, the Dolphins, the Cowboys, or the Bills.
Okay.
That's just me, especially this year.
No, I just
Like,
wanted to throw that in about the Vikings
and
because that's what a lot of people forget.
And I'm 100% ranking these games in strength of schedule based on this year alone. I'm not taking into account last year. And that's where most of their one-score games were.
Yeah.
So Mac Jones has had the harder schedule. Mac Jones has significantly less help across the board. He has a worse coaching staff with the exception of Belichick. He has a worse offensive line. He has terrible receivers. He maybe has a running back. We don't know what Ramondre Stevenson is really.
He's him and Hunter Henry are the two bright spots on our team, and they don't utilize
Ramondre Stevenson is the only piece on your team that would get if the Patriots organization collapsed right now and all their players became free agents, Ramondre Stevenson is the only one that's getting picked up. Maybe Mac Jones.
I think Hunter Henry would too.
Maybe.
Like I say, they just don't utilize the tight end position as much as they used to. They just don't. They use them to block. They don't use them to receive. But every time, if you watch a whole Patriots game, every time that they decide to use the tight ends,
hey man, I don't care.
Do
That's not my argument.
That's fine.
Mac Jones is also undefeated when he doesn't throw an interception this season. That's a point that I'm going to use later.
Interesting.
Purdy, points for Purdy. These are the only things that I can think of in Purdy's favor. He lit the Cowboys up, and I think the Cowboys are a legit defense. Lit them up. Can't argue it. And he hung 30 on the Steelers and Mike Tomlin in Pittsburgh on opening day, and Vegas had them as a road favorite. It's hard. It's some pressure there, and he lived up to it. Now, he didn't play astronomically well. He just kind of went out there, did his job, game managed. But he still won, got the job done. Here's some context for the season, though. Mac Jones has objectively been bad this season. I'm not going to deny that.
Yeah, decision.
Because, again, I'm not arguing that Mac Jones is better. I'm just arguing that he would be as good in the 49ers offense. Mac Jones is playing behind a bad offensive line. That probably plays into a factor of why he's been playing so bad. Bottom 4 or 5 offensive line. Mac Jones is the only reason the Patriots are relevant outside of Belichick. This is the only reason they get brought up in the media is to talk about Mac Jones.
Yeah, and it's usually not good.
Brock Purdy is number 1 in the league in QBR and playing well above his draft stock. I'll give him that. That's his point.
Mm-hmm.
There's some context there. He's also playing with the Avengers. Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey, and he's got the Navy SEALs on defense. Dude.
Yeah, he's playing. He has a good team around him.
He has a great team. They are the best roster top to bottom. Yeah. It's undeniable. Brock Purdy has a top 5-ish defense on the other side of the ball. I just said that. The 49ers were able to hang 30 in a road win with 0 passing touchdowns and less than 300 yards from Purdy. They were able to put up 30 points on offense in a road game without any relative production from their quarterback. Just want to put that out on the table as well. Purdy also has the best dual threat running back and arguably the best running back overall on his team. And his tight end is the second or third best tight end in the league, no matter how you want to spin it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you incorporate his blocking abilities, he's probably the best. Yes. If you compare Mac Jones and Brock Purdy's best games this season, you take Brock Purdy versus the Cowboys. They won the game. He had 200-plus yards, and he had 4 passing touchdowns. 3 of those were to George Kittle.
Yeah.
And then one of them was to Christian McCaffrey, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
The Bills game was Mac Jones' best game. He didn't have any interceptions. He won the game over 200 passing yards, and he had 2 passing touchdowns.
Which is huge for him.
Who's he throwing the ball to? Crickets.
Gesicki was one of them.
Oh, cool.
We couldn't tell you who the other one was. Kendrick Bourne, I think, is who the other one was.
That's exactly who it was. Good. But you had to dig that up.
Kendrick Bourne and Gesicki.
So that's
the thing. Like, I even forget sometimes we have Kendrick Bourne because we just don't even fucking use him.
But this is my point here. You probably forget that you have Juju Smith-Schuster too.
No, I don't.
Who caught touchdowns in the Super Bowl last year.
No, I don't.
All right. Well,
I wish I could forget we had him.
But here's my point here, is that Brock Purdy, he does all this right, but then if he doesn't light him up against the Cowboys. When they played the Rams, he doesn't do much of anything. They can still win the game. But then you take away just a couple of injuries, right? He still had Brandon Ayuk. He still had George Kittle. Christian McCaffrey and Deebo were out. He's terrible against the Browns. Less than 200 passing yards, 1 passing touchdown, and an interception. And they lose the game. Same thing with the Vikings. And he had Christian McCaffrey back. 200 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. And 2 interceptions late game.
Okay.
And it's not like he just made a couple mistakes during the Browns game that lost him. He was bad the whole game except for that last drive.
It was probably his worst game that we've seen him playing yet.
And here's what drives me crazy is if they would have went down the field on that last drive against the Browns and kicker makes the field goal, 49ers win the game, everyone's giving Brock Purdy credit. Oh, did you not see the last drive? Did you not see him with the calm, composed, like all this poise, just driving down the field, managing the game, doing his thing? If you're ready to give him all this credit, I need to hear the other end of it when he's not living up to the level that you guys are putting him at.
You talking me specifically?
I'm talking to everyone out there who was talking about Brock Purdy should be in the MVP conversation. Everyone out there who's calling him a top 10.
I did not say MVP.
Everyone out there who's calling him a top 10 quarterback. Everyone out there who's saying that he's, better than guys like Trevor Lawrence. Like, nope, stop it. He's not. He's not better now. He's not going to be better long term.
I don't think he's better than that. So where are we going with this? Do you want me to admit something, or what's the deal? What are we?
Yes, I want everyone who is on the Brock Purdy train to admit that he's not.
That he had 2 bad games.
People are comparing him to he gets mentioned with Brady all the time because of where he was drafted and his early success. He gets mentioned with Joe Montana because of the early success. Guys, look at it's a team sport, right? I'm a quarterback wins guy is kind of a thing, right? QB wins, it's a stat that kind of matters, and wins matter more so for quarterbacks than anyone else. But under the context of you have the undisputed best team top to bottom, and you guys are top 5 across the board at almost every position, something's got, and your biggest liability on your team is your quarterback, and everyone knows that. We can't act like this guy's a top 10 quarterback. I'm tired of it. If Mac Jones could do the same thing in that offense, Brock Purdy has no ground to stand on that says he's a top 10 quarterback.
All right. Well,
that's my argument.
This is my counter argument, is that Mac Jones' decision-making, since he has come into the league and he has 1 more year over Brock Purdy than what Brock Purdy has. And actually, he has more than that because Brock Purdy only started for how many games last season? 6, and we're
7 if you count the one where he got injured.
Sure, we'll count it. And then we're going into what, week 7 this year? So he's played 14 total games.
Yeah.
Is that what we're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
His decision making through 14 games has been exponentially more educated and better than Mac Jones' decision making throughout his entire career thus far.
What decision does he have to make? There's a guy open every play that they run because of the skill players they have. Mac Jones, his receivers can't get open.
Decision making as far I'm not just talking about decision making as far as should I hand it off or should I throw it?
Where to go with the ball, the reads you're making, I get it.
Yeah, because it's not
he doesn't even have to think about his reads. Kyle Shanahan's don't make that face. Kyle Shanahan has a top 5 offensive game plan, and he's got the best roster in the NFL to run that offense with. I mean, the dude was planning. The dude was planning to make it work with Trey Lance. Yeah, he's got to be able to make the throws, but he's not making
He has to be able to recognize and be there's double coverage. Can't throw it into that.
Correct.
But that's my point, is that Mac Jones will literally see guys go down the field, and he's like, oh, I can get this. Throws it, double coverage, interception. He
has to, man.
Doesn't have to.
Well, he does. He's not going to win the game any other way.
Well, we're not winning them this way either, so.
Shit, when he throws no interceptions, you guys win.
Right, and that's whenever he's usually not throwing them into double coverage and making good decisions.
But he doesn't have receivers that are getting open outside of double coverage.
And I can't argue that because that's a correct fact. But that also doesn't negate the fact that his decision making is shit, and it doesn't also negate the fact we can't sit here and penalize Brock Purdy for having a great team.
No, it's not penalizing for him. But it's adding that into the conversation. It's adding that context of you have the greatest team around you, so your level of success is going to be elevated because of that. That's just undeniable. But you don't get credit for that.
But your level of success as a team is also completely separate from the level of success that your quarterback brings. Because here is another counterpoint that I have. They could have the best offense and the best defense in the league, whatever. They could be the best team on paper.
Sure.
If he is a dog shit quarterback, they are not going to win.
I just made the case that Mac Jones would be able to have the same record.
But I don't think so.
Oh, man.
I just don't think so. I really don't. That's how much of a disbeliever I am in Mac Jones and how much of a believer I am in Purdy. Is that I really genuinely do not think that if you took Mac Marshmallow Jones and put him into the 49ers offense, he would do a good job.
Mac Jones had three passing touchdowns against the best pass defense in the NFL, the Eagles.
Blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then, dude.
Oh, man. Stop it. He beat the Bills.
Yeah, he did because the Bills, played like shit.
He beat the Jets.
If the Bills' offense had played well, we would not have won that game.
If Mac Jones played bad, you wouldn't have won that game either.
I
And
know.
He didn't.
That's
And
what I'm
he played
saying.
good with less help, like significantly less help, arguably no help.
But it also took the Bills playing like dog shit on both sides of the ball for us to win that game.
Okay, but that's like saying it took, the Cowboys playing like dog shit for Brock Purdy and the 49ers to beat him. I still gave Purdy credit for that. He lit him up. You can't say anything about it.
He did light him up.
But they played like dog shit, so why does he get, right? Like, so do you not see that parallel?
I see the parallel, and I get it. But
So if you're going to discredit Mac for beating the Bills because they played bad, are you not going to discredit Purdy for the Cowboys playing bad?
I see what you're doing here.
Like
I see what you're doing.
It's the same argument.
Trying to just push me in a little corner.
No, that's the same argument. That's the same argument.
But he didn't play bad against the Cowboys.
You are saying the only reason Mac Jones beat the Bills is because the Bills played bad. Or for Mac Jones and the Patriots to beat the Bills had to play bad.
Yeah, and they did on both sides of the ball, more specifically on offense.
The fucking Cowboys played terrible against the 49ers. Mac Jones still lit them up. Brock Purdy
still lit him up.
Purdy still lit him up and won.
Yeah.
So Purdy gets a ton of credit for that in my eyes.
Yeah.
Despite the Cowboys playing bad on both sides.
I'm giving Mac Jones credit for this weekend. Like
you just tried to take away from it by mentioning that the Bills played bad. You said
which they did.
Okay, so the Cowboys played bad too. So take away from Purdy in that game too. Like hold them both to the same standard.
Okay, then
That's
if
what I'm trying to do
if
here.
I'm holding them both to the same standard, then yeah, sure. I guess we'll dumb down how well Purdy played against the Cowboys then.
No, you have to hold them both to the same standard. That's the whole point of this argument. It doesn't work if you hold them to different standards, right? Like, well, let's hold them both to the objective same standard of can you get it done in the 49ers offense with the help and the Avenger squad that they have around you? Yes, both quarterbacks could.
And I don't think they can.
Okay, that's fine. Maybe
again,
you need to look
because
at this
Mac
graphic
Jones,
harder and look at the
again
numbers.
because Mac Jones' decision making is just not good.
That's fine.
He would find a way to fuck
my
up.
argument to that is watch, and I'm not saying that you haven't, but like, if you had enough time in the world, hypothetical, right? Watch every game this season for both quarterbacks side by side, and you will see that Brock Purdy, while his decision making has objectively also been better, it's also because it's made easier for him. It's much easier for him.
No,
because
and I get
of
that.
the personnel that he has.
I'm not denying that.
So he doesn't have to go through the same kind of progressions and reads that Mac Jones has.
I'm not denying that. But also, whenever Mac Jones is getting sacked, instead of just taking the sack, he decides to throw...
When he's getting sacked instead of just taking the sack.
When he is in the midst of getting sacked before he is down, and he decides to fucking just air one out, like what is that?
I mean, taking the sack, you're guaranteed to get no yards and probably lose yards. Throwing the ball, there's a chance it gets somewhere, or there's a chance you don't lose yards. There's also a chance you get the interception.
Yeah, but everybody knows Mac Jones doesn't have a strong arm anyway. And then he's going down on one leg and he's half sideways.
Fucking put Bailey Zappi in then. I don't know.
I wish they would.
No, you don't. But
I'm getting real tired of the Mac Jones show, let me tell you.
We don't need to keep fucking boring the audience here with our banter, but I think there's a case to be made that Mac Jones, and if you don't want to use Mac Jones, fine. Let's use a guy like C.J. Stroud, like a rookie. Or let's use a guy like, who's the kid in Carolina? Bryce Young. He's not been all that great this year. I bet he'd have similar success. I bet and if you don't like Mac Jones having an exact 5-2 record, do you think he'd be 4-3 with the 49ers?
I don't know. Again, I'm not going to get into the whole record thing. I just don't think he would do as well as Brock Purdy does.
I think we need
because I just don't think that Mac Jones is as good of a quarterback fundamentally as a whole, just as a quarterback, taking all the criteria you want. I just don't think he is as good of a quarterback as Brock Purdy.
Okay, drop that out of there. I think you'd be saying a similar thing about Brock Purdy if the roles were reversed. If you had Brock Purdy in this 49ers offense with the same coaching staff around him, these defensive coordinators.
You mean Mac Jones?
No, if you put Purdy in the Patriots offense.
Oh, in the Patriots.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Okay, in the Patriots offense. With the same defensive coordinators coaching him on offense and stuff like that, and the lack of help and the bad offensive line, I think you would see a very similar output of production from Purdy that you're seeing from Mac Jones. I think he would look just as bad as Mac Jones is looking.
He would look as bad, but my argument to that is that he's not as bad.
But we
you would
don't
still
know
be able,
that,
because you would
Keaghan.
still be able to see things, like you would still be able
You
to see
don't-
positive plays from him that even though they don't turn out for
In
the
theory,
receivers
you don't
or
know
the
that.
tight ends.
You don't know this.
Well, we don't know that Mac Jones would do well in that system either.
In the 49er system?
Yeah.
We know Jimmy fucking Garoppolo did. We know that Trey Lance was going to do fine. He showed it in the 2 games that he played last year before he got his leg snapped in a monsoon. We know Brock Purdy. Like, we know that Kyle Shanahan is taking these no-name, low-draft value quarterbacks. Trey Lance is only a high draft value because Shanahan made him one by reaching to grab him, and then he got injured. But, like, there's not been a superstar quarterback or a big-name quarterback in this 49ers offense in a long time, and it's worked. They got to a Super Bowl with Jimmy Garoppolo, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Like, Jimmy Garoppolo's not that... He goes to Vegas and falls off a cliff.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got a better receiver out there. So, like...
Yeah, also injuries and stuff, too, which he was fighting in San Francisco.
Sure. But, like, they're not... Jimmy Garoppolo was never... He's on the same list for all-time winning percentage as guys like Brady, Manning, Mahomes, Montana. Are you putting Jimmy Garoppolo in the same breath as those guys? Fuck no. So that's my point about Purdy. Pump the brakes on him. He looks great. He looks like if you put him in New England's offense that you would see better flashes than you're seeing from Mac Jones. Sure, but we don't know that because we haven't seen him have to face any kind of adversity until these last 2 weeks. And he's been fucking awful. So let's pump the brakes. Let's leave him out of the top 10 conversation. Let's leave him out of the MVP conversation.
I didn't have him in the MVP conversation.
A lot of people did. You might not have, but a lot of people did. He was like, at one point, he was like the 4th or 5th highest odds to win MVP this year by Vegas, like by the actual odds makers. That's fucking ridiculous, dude. Slow your roll.
I still do think he's a top 10. I think that 2 weeks on a 14-game resume in your second year is a little too early to be catching as much hype or slander. Sure, but I think it works both ways.
Top 10's a lot of... All right, let me ask you this. We don't have to argue. Just yes or no. Is he better than Mahomes?
No.
Is he better than Josh Allen?
I don't know. You were just saying, like, what, 20 minutes ago, Josh Allen,
Is he better than Josh Allen?
No.
Is he better than Lamar?
No.
Burrow?
No.
Trevor Lawrence?
No.
Justin Herbert?
No.
Is he better than Kirk Cousins?
Maybe.
Yes or no? Give it to me.
No.
Okay. Is he better than why am I blanking on the dude's name? Jared Goff.
Yeah. I think so.
Is he better than Jalen Hurts?
No.
So there's 8. I would argue, and I think a lot of people would, Jared Goff is better. We don't have to. We'll leave him off. But you got 8 right there.
Yeah, I said top 10. That doesn't mean
I
that
know.
he doesn't come in at 10.
I think there's 3 or 4 quarterbacks that are still better. Like, I would say, personally, I'm taking Jared Goff, I'm taking Anthony Richardson, and I'm taking C.J. Stroud all over him. So that's 11 right there for me. And I think there's a lot of people that would agree with at least 2 of those 3 names that I just threw out at the end there. A healthy Aaron Rodgers this year probably would have been better, but that's such a, like, out there question that we can leave Aaron Rodgers off the list. But there's a number of guys that are as good or better than Purdy to where I don't think we need to be, like, I don't think we need to have bass in our voice when we say he's a top 10 quarterback. If you want to say, I think he is, okay.
And that's all I've ever done.
But like,
I've said that.
Okay, well, this argument also wasn't
10.
directly at you. I was just making this argument in general for the people out there who were saying a culmination of these things, right?
That's fine.
Which is crazy.
I think the MVP thing is crazy. Like,
Yeah,
I agree with you
He's
on
not
that,
even the
for
most
sure.
valuable player on his own team.
No.
He's not even the third most
CMC
valuable
is.
player on his own team. Yes.
Yeah.
CMC, far and away.
Yeah.
He's the best player. He's the most valuable player.
Yeah.
You took him out of the Browns game, and look what happened. Purdy turned into a fucking shell of himself, dude. That's all I'm saying. Like, he faced some adversity for the first time in his career. He was playing from behind, and he couldn't. That has to matter. And yes, it's only one game, but it's the only one that we've seen with him in those circumstances.
Yeah. Small
You know?
sample size.
Like, it's crazy. But yeah. In other news, New York plans to build a U-shaped skyscraper.
I think I saw that.
So I Googled this.
I actually did see that.
That was a hard transition there for the audience. Sorry, guys. But U-shaped skyscraper, I looked this up, and there were articles dating back to like 2017. So I don't know. But I saw something the other day that was very recent, too, like 2022, 2023. So I think it's like being re-talked about or still talked about. I don't know. But this thing looks ridiculous.
Yeah.
Are you? And, of course, the internet being the internet.
Yeah, I know exactly. Jesus.
Like, but there's some truth to it. Is the city planner thinking this one through? I'm referencing 9/11, and I'm not doing it comedically or humorously. Like, I'm being serious, even though the internet did it in a meme way. But, like, there's some truth to that. Did we think that through? Because that's like painting a target on your back.
Yeah, I don't know. I see that point, and they could also be thinking, well, there's also 100 other, 200, 300 other skyscrapers. What's one more gonna?
And here's my next question: like, what
matter?
How do you walk in that? And why do you walk in that? And
yeah,
what is
structurally, that doesn't make any sense.
What
to
is
me.
the point of that? Yeah, like
that makes my brain hurt.
It's like the arch in St. Louis. Like, it looks
Also makes my brain hurt.
Looks cool, but it's literally just a tourist attraction. Like, you just go up there and you look out, and it is this curved shaped thing that they found a way to make a hallway up top, and then there's just 2 elevator shafts going down. Is that all this is gonna be?
Yeah, I don't know.
Is this gonna be an office building?
Did it not say? Did you see anything that said what they were gonna purpose it as?
No.
Because I didn't see anything either. I just saw the headline that said that they were gonna make it, or plan to, or whatever.
Big Bend. They're gonna call it the Big Bend.
Nice.
That's
very original.
Woo.
We'll put a D on the end.
4,000 foot long skyscraper. Is that unfolded or? I need to know.
Is that end to end laid out?
It's on the Manhattan's Billionaire Row.
Oh.
It's the brainchild of OIO Studio. OIIO Studio. What the kind of name?
Watch
is
it
that?
just be like billionaire penthouses.
So yeah, it's 4,000 feet end to end. So 2,000 feet both ends, I guess. But that's if you unfolded it, it's taller than the Khalifa thing, the Burj Khalifa. I don't know where that is. The Shanghai Tower, the Abra Ajbe Tower. God, these are all things I can't pronounce. One World Trade Center. The Shanghai World Financial Center, and the Taipei 101. Designer for the project was inspired to create a U-shaped structure after learning the company created an elevator that not only moves vertically but also horizontally. Oh, give me a break.
So they literally are
So it's an
deciding to
elevator that
build
goes
this entire building around the concept of an east-west elevator.
That's hilarious.
More unanimously known as a conveyor belt.
This is the most American thing I've ever heard.
God. Oh, you mean tell me we don't have a top 10 skyscraper no more? All right, well, get a load of this one, guys.
Get a load of this one.
We're gonna call it Big Bend. We're gonna put an east-west elevator up top. We're gonna reclaim our spot on top of that chart. Dumb. D-U-M. Dumb.
Dumb, da-dum, dum, dum.
Yeah, that's really stupid.
We aren't farmers. Dun, 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 dun.
Doesn't sound like they're engineers either, but
they're not.
You know, whatever. Wow, that's crazy. Does it say whenever they're supposed to have it up?
No, it does not.
No.
Give me a blind ranking to do.
Yep, coming up. We got Halloween around the corner.
Oh, shit.
So this one has to do with Halloween.
Halloween candy?
No, costumes.
Oh. And I'm
Halloween costume blind rank.
All right.
And actually, I'm going to add one.
Oh,
just while we're sitting here thinking about it. All right, blind rank, you ready?
Yeah.
We got 6 options. I just added the 6th.
Okay.
All right, starting off. We have and these are like pretty well-known classics.
Yep.
Circus clown.
Bro, fuck clowns. 6.
Good choice.
Hate clowns.
Coming in next. A vampire. I want to suck your blood.
5.
5. Not a big vampire guy?
And they're just boring, dude.
All right. Okay.
But
All right.
I like what you're doing, the original costume, so this is good. I can work with this.
Next one coming in. Michael Myers from Halloween.
Yeah. Give me 3.
3. Okay.
How do you spell that? I hope I spelled that right. I got 1, 2, and 4 left.
Yeah, let me mark these down real quick.
I got them over here. Just rapid fire these hoes.
Next one up, we have a witch.
Oh. Go 4. I got 1 and 2. You better have some bangers. I probably put Mike Myers too low.
Next up, werewolf.
We'll go 2. What's at the top of my list here? Was it the last one you added?
No.
Oh.
It's the first one I put.
Oh, what is it?
The last one I added was werewolf.
Okay.
Last one to be said. Jason from Friday the 13th.
Fuck!
Did you not like that one at 1?
I'll take it. That and Mike Myers would be my 1, 2 out of the ones that you came up with. But I was praying for a bedsheet ghost.
Oh, damn. Nope. No bedsheet ghost.
I thought for sure, like, once you said clowns and vampire, I was like, all right, we're going to have Frankenstein. We're going to have bedsheet ghost, witch.
No.
Dang.
Nope. Nope. So what'd you end with, Mike or Jason number 1?
Jason at 1, werewolf at 2, Mike Myers at 3, witch at 4, vampire 5, clown 6.
There we go.
Only thing I'd switch would be Mike Myers and the werewolf, but I'll take... If Mike Myers, werewolf, and Jason are above witch, vampire, clowns, I did it right.
Yeah.
I did it right.
Yeah. That was a good one.
Hell yeah.
That was a good one. Real good.
What is your favorite Halloween costume that you have gone as?
That I've gone as?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Okay, well, oh, shit. How do I pick?
Mm-hmm.
How do I pick? I've had some good ones through the years. Okay, probably the 2 that are tied for me. So the first one was one I did when I was a little kid. I was like probably 5 or 6, and the first Harry Potter book had just come out. And when I was a kid, like, I obviously don't look like I could have played Harry Potter as a little kid now. But my kid picture, I'll flash my child picture on the screen. I look like I could have played a little kid Harry Potter. For real. For real. So...
Are you using a costume that you went as to justify the fact that you could have played Harry Potter?
I am. But also, it was a banger of a costume, dude. I had the robes. I had the glasses. I painted the little, or like took like an eyebrow marker, and I did like the little scar on top of my forehead, the little lightning bolt scar. I had Hedwig. I had an owl like this big mounted on my shoulder.
That'd be annoying as fuck to walk around with.
I had a cauldron, and then I had the Nimbus fucking 2000. I had the cauldron in one hand as my candy bucket, and I had the broom in my other hand. Let's go play some Quidditch, bitch. That costume was banging. I'll get a picture of it. I'll put it up. I'll get a picture. I know we have one.
You know we play the sport that is closest to Quidditch.
It was written in the stars. I don't know what to tell you. And then my second favorite one was junior year of college was when I went as Michael Jackson from the Thriller video when I had, because I've got that replica.
Yeah, and we won Tour de Franzia, and that costume didn't last long.
We got the belt, baby. I blacked out by 10:30.
To say that costume didn't last long.
It was so bad. Everybody at the party saw me, and then once everybody went to the frats, that came off, and I went to the bathroom. Don't remember that at all.
That's hilarious.
That was terrible. But yeah, had that replica jacket, wore the penny loafers. That was fun.
Nice.
You were the Toon Squad. Joe was Eminem.
I was the whole Toon Squad.
Yeah, you were the whole Toon Squad. And then Claire was
Daffy Duck.
Oh, she was Wednesday. Claire went as Wednesday. That's what it was. Yeah, what a champion team. I'll put that picture up too. That's a awesome. banger of a team. What about you? What's your favorite?
If you are gonna put that picture up, be sure you put up the one where I look like this and not the one where I look normal, because that one's way funnier.
I'll try to find it.
That one tells you for sure how the tour went.
I'll try to find it.
My favorite costume that I went as, damn son, I don't know. I went as a pretty sick Ninja Turtle.
Nice. Which one?
I was Donatello.
Hey.
But I also really fucked with this what was it? What am I trying to think of? Batman Beyond.
Oh, dude.
If you remember that one, he was the black
Dude,
and
I
red
remember
Batman.
that one.
Yeah, and I had a little grappling hook. That was sick.
That's badass.
Yeah, I got it stuck in a tree. And I tried to like.
Did you try to scale the tree? Was it like stuck, and you just had to leave it behind?
No, but I like threw it up there and got it latched on. I was like, oh yeah, I'm Batman. I am Batman.
I'm Batman.
I am Batman now. And then
You're just dangling from a rope
and then
as a little kid.
I'm Batman.
Yeah.
Where is she?
Yeah, dude. Also, I'm gonna show you this video real quick because I don't know why, but it just popped into my head. But remember way back when we did that?
I remember.
Okay. What do you remember? What
I
was
don't know.
gonna
It's
say?
from South Park.
What was I gonna say though?
I don't know. When we something or other.
When when we had the conversation about if you could have like one random skill or be talented at one thing,
Oh, yeah.
what would it be?
Yeah.
And remember mine was skateboarding.
Yeah.
Dude, I stand by that.
Why? What is this?
You're gonna see.
All right. So you said skateboarding,
Yeah, dude, if I could have any one skill, it would definitely be skateboarding. This is sick as hell.
and here it is.
This guy skateboarding is from a different dimension.
What?
He's probably so good at skating that a regular skateboard wasn't challenging enough.
Dude, the ice?
Bro, he made a go-go gadget like puzzle skateboard. Look at that thing.
Is this the evolution of skateboarding?
Come on, dude.
With the Elasta wheels?
This guy skateboarding is from a different dimension.
That's insane.
Are you joking me?
That is insane.
So yeah, I stand on what I said. I would be a pro skater, and no one would be able to tell me shit.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I watched a video of Tony Hawk training one time. This will be our last thing, and then we'll leave. And he was just trying this 360 like vertical ramp where you had to go like around in like a toilet bowl fashion.
Oh, yeah. I think I've seen that
And he
one.
just slams the wall over and over and
Yes.
over, and then he like pulls down his shorts to show you his big welt thing, and it's literally like just a mass. Looks like a tumor.
Yeah.
It's a big old blue, like
Black and blue,
bruise.
yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible. I was like, okay, so I couldn't be an extreme skateboarder. Got it.
Yeah. No.
Got it.
Mm-mm.
I'd slam my hip twice, hit the same spot that second time, and just be like, I'm probably done for
Yeah, I'm good. I'm cool.
that. Epsom salt bath and bed.
Have you ever heard of the Pappas brothers?
Nope.
They were coming up in skateboarding around the same, like they and Tony Hawk were at like the same time, but they were I think they were Australian brothers. You should look them up. Those guys are sick. If you guys, nobody knows about the Pappas brothers, you should look them up because they were arguably just as good, if not better than Tony Hawk at the time, but Tony Hawk did all of his marketing and marketed himself really, really fucking well. And then obviously went and won a whole bunch of competitions and stuff. But at those competitions, the Pappas brothers were like right there with him. Like they were crazy good. There was a documentary that came out a couple years back about him, but
Hawk is like,
can't remember what it was.
oh shit. Sorry, Tony Hawk is like the Wayne Gretzky of skateboarding.
Yeah,
Like you can't touch him.
nah,
He's the GOAT.
he's so good.
And those are two people in their respective sports that are actually like there's not a conversation for it.
Yeah, no.
People debate soccer. They're Messi, Ronaldo, Pele. People debate basketball. Jordan, LeBron. People debate, football. Montana, Brady, Mahomes, Manning. Blah. No one debates hockey.
Mm-mm.
No one debates skateboarding.
No, there's no debate.
It's crazy.
There's no debate.
All right. What do we got? What song? We got any originals or do we need one?
Yeah, give us one. What are you thinking? What do you got?
Type in Conswank. He just dropped a new song. Pretty good. Told me we could use his stuff on our podcast. He's
Conswank.
nice guy.
Okay.
Check out 99 Neighbors. They're cool.
And
Cool collective
is
group.
it the Yeah Yeah song?
Yeah, yeah.
New song
Yeah,
called
yeah.
Yeah Yeah. So this is
Yeah,
Yeah
yeah.
Yeah by Conswank. Shout out. Thanks for letting us use your track. Thanks for hanging out with us today, guys. Really appreciate it. Nice little quick hour show for you here.
See ya at practice.
Catch us next week.
Roll horse. Roll horse.
Marijuana smoking stuck in my lungs. Yesterday I was feeding for drugs. I've been jumping in the hole that I dug. Lately I've been thinking life is a dub. Brother hit me, said he needed a hug. Pulled up with an OZ and some love. I ain't looking out for me and it's tough. I've been talking to my nana for love. Reaching out for anything that I got. Make an easy rack a wig off the pot. Got myself another couch in the spot.
I like
Time
it.
been ticking all the way on the clock.
I like
I've been
the
breaking out the lane, out the box.
keys and
Give
like
jazz
the. Is that a
little swing on the
saxophone
rocks
back there?
and cook, and I
It's
be
like an
dead with the
organ.
crock.
Yeah.
I be going, I can stop, huh? Let me go put on my
There's the
pants. Let me
sax.
go do on my dance. Yeah, yeah. I got you all in a trance. I got you all in a trance.
Yeah, yeah.
Smoking the Buddha. I'm married to money. The marry my side of my yeah, yeah. I'm my yeah, yeah. Aye.
Yeah, that sax track is
Let me go
gnarly.
put on my pants. Let me go do on my dance.
You add
Yeah,
saxophone to
yeah.
any
I got you
song,
all in a
and it
trance.
goes
I
from
got you
here
all
to
in a trance.
here
Yeah, yeah.
automatically.
Smoking the Buddha. I'm married to money. The
When
marry
I was
my
in
side
like
of my
5th
yeah,
and 6th
yeah.
grade, I wanted to join the band
Yeah,
and
yeah.
play
Aye.
saxophone, but then my mom was like, "Do you know how much time it takes to learn saxophone?" And like, just deterring me away from it, probably because we couldn't afford it at the time. But like, just using the most like degrading feeling arguments, like, "Do you know how much time it takes? Are you sure? Like, are you sure you got that in you?"
Coming from somebody that learned it in 6th, 7th grade, you'd have learned it in 2.5 weeks.
Ah, sweet.
The only problem is that you have to get like the lip tuck over your bottom teeth to get the reed over your lip. But once you get that and you get like the breath control motion, you're golden. Gorgeous instrument. All right, that's enough from us. Thanks, guys. See you next week.
I got you all in a trance, I got you all in a trance, yeah, yeah. Smoking the Buddha, I'm married to money, the marry my side of my yeah, yeah. On my yeah, yeah, aye.